Greetings, folks. This is the BlackWeasel, and this is my One Piece viewing of Chapter 894. The name of the chapter is called 1205. Not sure whether it's at PM or AM. So, the caption for this is we are dropping in on the lives on the Straw Hat Grand Pirate Fleet, Volume 26, the Leo arc. It says that I've been appointed as a bodyguard for Reverie. I'm not sure how you say it, but it's probably Reverie. Alright, so it turns out not just the Kingdom Country of Peace is going to Reverie, but the dwarves as well. So instead of preparing for being part of the pirate fleet, these dwarves are assigned as bodyguards. That's pretty cool. Alright, the scene, the chapter begins on a flashback, and it looks like we're on an island where Luffy was training, and Rayleigh is saying, if you don't manage to dodge 100 times, no food. And Luffy says, I'm so hungry, Rayleigh. And Rayleigh says, concentrate. And Rayleigh says, well, will your enemy stop attacking just because you are hungry? And Rayleigh says, attacks have a will to them, an aura. And looks like Rayleigh has been beating shit out of Luffy's head because he has multiple bumps. So attacks have a will to them. Yeah, it's like a punch, you know, like either punch hard or don't punch at all. And then Luffy says, I can smell something delicious. And Rayleigh says, it's my dinner, don't pay attention to it. Oh, that's bogus as hell. And Luffy uses Gomu Gomu no pistol to his left, but he doesn't attack anyone. And Luffy yells out, there! And Luffy punches Luffy punches in a different direction, and he yells out, no, there! And he punches the crap out of Rayleigh's dinner, and Rayleigh has a surprised face. All that food is all over the floor, like, oh my god, and that looks like pretty good stew. And he gets pissed off and he yells out, don't just wildly throw your hands about, Luffy. Blah. That's what Luffy says. And Rayleigh hits him with a hockey-imbued bamboo stick. And Luffy yells out, Rayleigh, that hurt. Wait, I sense rage. And Rayleigh yells out, that's part of hockey too. And Rayleigh says, now dodge this. And Luffy says, I sense your rage. And he yells out in pain, ow. Now, I guess that's good training part. This good lesson of the training part. Each attacks have a will to them. And the scene changes towards midnight. And Luffy's asleep on the ground, and there's a big ass tiger that's growling, and there's another animal that's a wolf that's sniffing. And Luffy says, "Go away, guys." And Luffy said, "I don't need your food." Rayleigh said, "No food." And he said, "So no food." And the wolf continued sniffing. Still dodge 100 times, really? And the scene has changed towards the snowing time, and Rayleigh says, despite it being part of observation hockey, it seems you're quite adept at sensing the emotions of living things. Although I doubt you're even aware. Rayleigh said, the point is, though, that if you can do that, you can definitely perceive the movements of your opponents. And Luffy says, And Rayleigh says, among the strong people of this world, there are those that are said to be able to see slightly into the future. And Luffy says, future? Yeah, just like NL and Dogtooth 2 years later. And Rayleigh says, well, what you run? Ugh. What do you, if you run into someone like that? I think that's worded a little bit differently. And and then he also said, just 2 years of training is enough for you to reach that level. And an opponent like that would be tough. And Luffy says, I guess it depends on what kind of person those guys turn out to be like. And it really says, the enemy's personality? That's what you're wondering about? I never even thought about that. And Luffy says, I mean, aren't you curious? And Rayleigh starts laughing like, wahaha, you're a strange one. And Rayleigh says, there'll be a time where you won't be able to run away, you know? And Luffy goes back towards the present. Well, the scene goes back towards the present, and then Rayleigh says, "Foo, foo, foo, that looks like it hurts." And Luffy says, "Bring it, I'll beat everything I know into you." Or I think that's what Rayleigh says. And then the scene has changed towards the present, and Luffy's closing his eyes, and there's like a silhouette of a Dogtooth attacking him with his punches. And look at that, Luffy, he's dodging his punches. It's actually working. But you want this another cost. One thing I'm starting to notice is that he's closing his eyes in order to dodge the punches. That's kind of a good thing, and it's sort of like a bad thing, because like he's not seeing the actual opponent. He's actually relying on Haki to sense it. So, not sure whether that is an advantage or a disadvantage. But the main thing here is that he's dodging punches, so he's not taking damage. And Dogtooth looks on, and Luffy starts charging at him. But eventually, one of the punches struck Luffy in the face. But Luffy managed to block another punch with his Haki imbued arm. See, that's like a bad flaw of closing your eyes. And lo and behold, Dogtooth uses strength Muchi, so he punched him with a square arm, so that way there's no pressure or shock applied to it. It's like walking on concrete. You know, the concrete sidewalks did not absorb the pressure, and so like all of the shock goes back towards the body. So when old people walk around for too long, eventually it becomes a pain on them. So. There's a tingling noise on Luffy, and Luffy continues to block the punches. Like, see, like, 3 punches are attacking Luffy, and one hits his shoulder, one hits his elbow, and one hits his own fist. So, alright, and Dogtooth uses a new move called Grilled Muchi. And it looks like he's somehow heating his own he's somewhat heating his own right hand. And then Luffy looks on, and it's like a Gomu Gomu no Red Hawk. The punch gets sent flying towards Luffy, and he gets punched. And it looks like he's been set on fire. And Luffy has been sent flying away from... it's like a bunch of yards, like over 40 yards to the left of the screen. That must have been a real strong punch. And what do you know? Luffy, Dogtooth's right arm is off. It's like... I'm trying to think of someone else's character has been... chopped off. I'm thinking of Cell from Dragon Ball Z, but I'm not sure how that makes any sense. So the way that attack works, I think a grilled Muchi he uses his own arms to chuck it at Luffy and send him flying, but the punch goes towards him. So the punch worked, and now he regenerates his right arm again. And then Luffy looks really pissed off at what just happened. And Luffy charges at him again. And Luffy does it at a really fast pace. And he uses Gomu Gomu no pistol and he punches Dogtooth in the cheek. He coughs up a little bit of blood again. The scene has and the fight ends just like that because the scene has changed towards the area of Capone Bege, and now it's 10:10 p.m. And Capone Bege says, "Foo, we got the cake with us here. They can't just do whatever they want to us." And Bege says, "Eventually we'll make it there to Liquor Island. Ha ha ha. Even we had pretty smooth sailing for the most part. It's because we managed to fix the oars in time. Thanks, boys." And Vito and Gotti says, "Thank you, Captain." And Bege says, when he's at that size, Prometheus' movements are pretty dulled. And then Vito says, "We'll take the cake, ashore at Liquor, and then go on a rampage." And Vito starts laughing. And Bege says, "Yeah, that sounds like a plan." And it looks like his ship is whipping out the tank treads. So they look like they're getting ready to travel on the island itself. And Chiffin says, "No, not just yet." And Bege says, "What's the matter, Chiffin?" And then Chiffin looks at the map, and Chiffin says, "Liquor Island is still too close. We got to continue on until Fluffy Island." So there's a map. They're supposed to go towards Liquor Island. Coco Island is straight ahead. Nose Island is to the right of them. I can see Fluffy Island. Yep. And Bege says, "Oh, are you crazy, Chiffin?" And then Bege and Chiffin says, "Assuming that Big Mom returns to her senses after eating the cake, if we give it to her on Liquor, she'll have more than enough time to catch up with Anami and the others." And Bege says, "So what? It doesn't matter. We got to worry about our own skins now." And then someone yells out, "Look, Big Mom's looking even more starved." And Chiffin says, "Okay, we're going to Fluffy Island." And Bege says, "Okay, wait, what do you mean listening?" That's funny. And that's right. The scene takes place back in the same chapter. From the last scene, Luffy delivers a punch towards Dogtooth after being sent flying by Grilled Moochie. But looks like Dogtooth has countered with another strength Moochie of his own, and Luffy tries to punch him, but he misses him by a little bit. Like, ugh. This fight has become a little bit nasty. Anyways, the scene has changed towards the Sunny Go, and now it's 10:50 p.m. And Nami says, "Here's another one. Dodge to the left, Jinbe." And the Sunny Go drives directly towards the left, very fast, and it looks like someone's launching a slash attack at Sunny Go. Ah, whoa, kia! And Brook, Chopper, and Carrot are all surprised at what's happening. And it looks like Carrot is awake. Who's doing that? And then we have a panel shot of Smoothie, and the two other long legs yell out, "Smoothie!" And one of the long legs woman says, "If you get any bigger, the ship will sink." Another person says, "She's crazy." And Smoothie looks a little bit pissed off, and she says, "That bloody Jinbe." And Jinbe says, "Don't let your guard down. I'm counting on your instructions." Wait, is that a devil fruit ability? This doesn't look so good. And Nami says, "It's okay, I'll take the lead here." And Carrot says, "I hope Luffy's won already, and I hope Sanji's already reached. I'm sorry for being asleep." And Chopper says, "Do Nico, Mamushi, and Yurashi also turn into things like that, sister?" And Brooke says, "If anything moves, Sanji will let us know." And Brooke says, "Is she a giantess, that person?" He's talking about Smoothie. Well, yeah, she's from the long leg tribe, but I think that's a form of a devil fruit ability. I'm not sure. And the scene has changed back towards Luffy against Dogtooth, and Luffy delivers a big ass kick towards Luffy's face. And the crazy shit is how like Dogtooth's outfit looks like an American biker for the 1950s. He has a spike wheel on the back of his foot, and he uses that to kick the shit out of Luffy. And once again, Luffy delivers a kick that misses Dogtooth again. And Dogtooth looks on, and Luffy coughs up a little bit of blood. It is now 11:08 p.m. and the scene has changes towards Sanji. Sanji and Pudding flying on the flying carpet. And Sanji says, "Thanks, Pudding. You're always helping me out." And Pudding yells out, "Stop that!" And Pudding says, "Get over to the edge. Farther. Farther, Sanji, dear." And she gets pissed off because she's thinking that people will think that they might think we're husband and wife, even though they are not. And Pudding starts crying, and she looks a little bit angry as well. And she says, "Ha, ha." And Nitro asks, "Who is they?" And Sanji says, "Luffy's going to show up in the middle of a fleet in an army." And Sanji says, "I'll save my captain. I swear it." Wait, is he, oh god, I have sniffles. I wonder if Sanji knows that Naimiri is the last place that Luffy will show up out of. Like, if he defeats Dogtooth, like, 1 billion berries. That's more than twice what Doflamingo is worth. Alright, the scene has changed back into the battle between Luffy against Dogtooth. And Dogtooth looks like he's about to use his Peerless Donuts again. And once again, he uses Strike Muchi. He pummels the crap out of Luffy again. And he knocks Luffy into the ground, but he gets up again. And Dogtooth looks a little bit tired as well. And looks like he has taken a little bit a beating off panel, but I'm not sure. And it is now 11:36 p.m. And one of the citizens says, "So many of the siblings are gathered here on Kako Island." And another person said, "Just how afraid of Straw Hat Luffy are they?" And another person is a little bit angry, and she asks, "You lot, what's the status of the mirrors?" And another person responds, "We're broken all of them." And another person asks, "Are you serious, Oven?" And another person says, "It's like a festival, kia ha ha." And Oven says, this seems it's going to be a lot of fun, kia ha ha." Well, that's what another person says. And Oven says, "Shut it already. You don't have anything else to do right now? Just play along. The whole thing will be over after another hour and a half." And another person says, "I can't believe not having a telepathic sea slug is this inconvenient." And it looks like we have a character introduction of the Charlotte family, sons 36 through 40. The Charlotte family, daughter 30 through 34, the 10 children. The Charlotte family, 33rd son, Raisin. The Charlotte family, 35th son, Ewan. Ewan is how you say it? And on the Brownie ship, someone yells out, "We're finally here. How many tens of thousands of people are we up against?" And another person says, responds, "Just 10. 10 people or less." Another person says, "What? I'm sleeping." And we have a character introduction of the Charlotte family, the 32nd son, Brownie. And he said, "If something that happens, wake me up." And we have a character introduction of the Charlotte family, 27th daughter, Josande. Is that how you say it? Josande. And she says, the name of Big Mom is at stake. And then another person said, "Well, one of the worst generation, eh?" And we have a character introduction of the Charlotte family, the 25th son, the former 4th Sweet Commander, Snack. 600. This is the same guy that the Mad Monk Rouge defeated. I can't believe it. He's alive. I thought he died. Like 600 million berries snack. I can't believe it. He's here. He's one of the worst generation, eh? Wait. Ah, I'm trying to see his face, but I can't. Oh, this sucks. Anyways, the scene has changed back in the real world, and it is 12:05 a.m. and approximately 1 hour left until the rendezvous on Kako Island. And both sides are being tied right now. Ha 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 ha. And Dog 2 yells out, "What's the matter, Straw Hat? Is this ha ha?" And Luffy says, "Alright." And Dog 2 yells out, "The yen? Is this the yen?" And he gets surprised at something. And Dog 2 looks a bit tired, and there's a rustling noise going on, and Luffy is wheezing. And Luffy says, "Yes, rise to the challenge." And Luffy says, "I'm going to end it." And Luffy says, "If after this you still..." And Dog 2 says, "You already given your answer." And Luffy yells out, "This is it, wheeze, wheeze." He looks really tired. And Luffy activates Gear 4th again. And Dog 2 looks on, and he yells out, "Snake Man." So that's another form of Gear 4th, Snake Man. So after Tank Man and after Bound Man, we have another move called Snake Man. I wonder if he's going to combine Gear 4th with Gear 2nd. That would be pretty amazing. But that's the end of chapter 894. That was really epic. Like,